Yeah, my friend.
You know what people always call me? Jackie Chan, yes. Chan is like my universal surname. My surname is Chong. You can see my Chong is pretty unique. I think many people never seen this Chong before. It's spelled Chionh. So it's a very unique surname, and my life is also pretty unique and a bit different and full of ups and downs. I'm a person with physical disability. I'm not sure whether you can see from here. Maybe I look pretty normal to most people. But if you look closely, you can actually tell. Some people thought I was born this way. And some people even ask, wow, Kiki, so young you got a stroke. Maybe because I walk like a stroke man. Okay? But no, I was born a normal child. At the age of 6 years old, I met a road accident in the year 1995. After I finished my K2, that was in the year 1995, November, I met a road accident. So how the accident happened is, my dad drove me on his motorbike. I was a pedal rider. The accident happened at the cross-country traffic. The pickup vehicle collided with my father's bike. Accident happened. As a pedal rider, I sustained a more serious injury. I hurt my left brain, which affected all my right limbs, because the left brain controlled the right side. I was in coma for 5 days in the hospital, on wheelchair for a year. So by right, in the year 1996, I should be in primary 1. But that whole year, I stayed at home. I was on wheelchair, learning how to walk again. That time I had to use my butt, to move on the floor. And I had to train my non-dominant hand, which is my left hand. I was not a right-hander. After the accident, a twist of fate, I had to become a left-hander. I left with no choice. So after 1996, I'm able to walk, and I enrolled in a mainstream school, not a special needs school or special school for persons with physical disability, but a mainstream school. The time is Punggol Primary School. So I moved on to primary school. The only thing during my childhood days is I felt left out as a kid. I'm able to walk, I'm able to ride, I'm able to do a lot of things as a kid after the accident. But during when I was primary school, I was not being allowed to take part in PE lesson. My parents are very protective of me, don't allow me to do a lot of things. So my parents just go to school, take school bus, go to school, finish school, take school bus, come back. So I cannot take part in after school activity, such as CCA. And I'm not allowed to take part in PE lesson. Most kids, during school, they love looking forward PE lesson. For me, I'm also felt the same way. I'm always excited and be with my schoolmates, having fun, running around, take part in PE lesson. That's something that I felt left out. I cannot say anything. I just have to listen. I also didn't rebel. And CCA, talk about CCA. Only until primary 4, I allowed to take part in CCA. That time I felt, wow, I became a normal, normal. Then I felt normal already, same like my class schoolmate. But the CCA is computer club. Yeah, computer club. Then because for myself, since young, I'm very into sports, fitness. I want to join a soccer, but my parents don't allow. They allow me to join computer club. Okay, so we have better than nothing. So okay, then I felt normal. Finally, I got CCA. I'm same like my schoolmate. So during my primary school days, I didn't really have much challenges. The only challenges I had to meet because at that time I'm not so good in my study. Now moving on to secondary school, the main challenge comes. Even though I was in top 10 every year throughout my whole secondary school days, I get four times $500 and one time $300 every day scholarship. Secondary 2, I was being verbally bullied. Okay, the time I wore hand sleeve. So my schoolmate would laugh at me, tease me, and call me names like Spider-Man, Undertaker, because I wore hand sleeve, correct? Yeah. So that time I felt ugly with my disability because I was being teased. So going to school every day is a nightmare for me. For example, a group of schoolmates, like for example, all of you walk towards me, I will try when I was en route to school already, then I will try to avoid, take another 500 route, avoid all of you, avoid eyes on me. Because I do courage, I scared if all of you will laugh at me. I always feel particular about how people look at me. Then I felt very demoralized, no courage to go to school. I even thought of maybe I should transfer school, transfer to a special school, so that all my schoolmates will be in the same condition as me, they won't laugh at me anymore. That's my negative thought at the time. Because I also even enrolled to a normal mainstream secondary school, weekly secondary school. Then the second negative thought, maybe I shouldn't do so well in my study. I think now maybe you have question mark above your head. Why I say that? Correct. If I do so well in my study, I will be called up to receive award. If I behave well, they don't commit any a serious offense or what, then I will be nominated for the most well-being student. Then what I have to go on stage. So the things that I don't look forward is on the last day of semester. During prize presentation ceremony, I will pray hard. I pray hard my name will not be called up to go on stage to receive award. Normally my schoolmate will be afraid of being called up for detention class. For me, no chance, because I was very well behaved during my secondary school days. So I pray hard my name, please don't call my name, for the most well-being award. Because why? I go on stage, receive the award. So go on stage, right? Everyone will look at me. Then before you receive the certificate from the principal, you do a handshake, right? So how do I do a handshake? Then I stay at my school, I stay at home, the whole school will laugh at me. Make me feel very demoralized. And look awkward. So I really thought maybe I shouldn't do so well. Just behave a bit naughty or what, a bit bad student. So I even had thought of maybe come late for school just to avoid the prize presentation ceremony. So this is the main challenge that I faced during that time. So no courage to even stand on stage. To me that time, talking on stage is definitely a no for me. But despite all this, I passed the O-level, I even went on to Ngee Poly, and I was a para-athlete before. I was a para-athlete in para-athletics, and I'm a one-handed magician. I'm a dancer also, I do Latin dance. And what other things I do? I think too many to name out. So I think because of the limit of time, I really can just showcase a few moves. So using one hand. Okay, one-handed shuffle. One-handed big shuffle. Again. What you see, I'm using normal cut, normal finger, pure skill. No one taught me, I taught myself. Another one.
Go do magic show.
This is called artistry. Okay, one more. One top 10. So I perform professionally outside. Yes. And I think maybe I want to end off is that this ability doesn't stop me, but rather makes me challenge the impossibility. The word impossible, I really have two words. I'm impossible. And never just go and cover. A broken cover with a solid content inside.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
That was a very nice performance that you did back there. Oh my God, I think the only thing that I do with my hand, full of cash, and the cash is gone. Anyone who's full of cash, I can try and show to you. I will guarantee you won't get your cash back. So do not try this at home. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you so much. Alright. So our next speaker will be Juliet. The topic is about the greatest advantage in life was getting sick. Is Juliet around? Yeah, okay. Right, all yours.
Nobody told me I had to follow Jackie. I have no game, okay, guys? So, hello everybody, I'm Juliet Lowe. You can call me Jane Lowe. When I was 16, that's my only game. When I was about extreme thirst and also, really bad exhaustion. And they would say to me that, oh, it's just, O-level, it's just stress. Don't be stressed, it's all gonna be okay. Well, I ended up taking my entire O-levels in a hospital. I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes at that time. My pancreas had died. And so essentially, by the time I got to the hospital, I was already falling into a coma. So there was no cure, essentially. For the rest of my life, I've had to do about 7 blood tests a day. I have to do 5 to 7 injections a day. And I don't think I knew at that time what it meant to have a chronic illness. For me, I thought it was really fun and really cool because I had all these cool gadgets that nobody else had. But I was about to learn what medical discrimination truly meant. So when I first started junior college, I had a day where there was no lunch break in one entire day. So my doctor had to write a letter to my principal saying that, hey, can you give her a 5-minute break just so that she can go out, quickly eat a snack bar and then come back. And my principal just took one look at me and she went, you want that break? Drop that subject. I'm not allowing you to pull down our school ranking. And then she's like, by the way, do you take PE? Do you take, you're in the swim team? Quit that immediately. I don't want you fainting on school grounds and getting us all in trouble. So, so then I said to her, no way, I'm not doing it. So for the next 2 years, I basically fought very hard to prove that I deserved to be in that room. So instead of dropping 1 A-level subject, I ended up taking 2 S papers. Instead of dropping PE and the swim team, I became the swim team captain.
Wow.
But I quickly learned also how expensive type 1 diabetes was. About 30 years ago, my bills were about 3,000 to 5,000 every single month, which means that once I graduated and I'm earning 3,000 a month, I'm already dead. So for the next decade, I became this mad overachiever, and I told myself that, hey, I'm desperate to make more money. I'm desperate to be in a country that will allow me to buy insurance. So what do? I studied engineering at NUS in the day school. I studied ACCA at night school. So while I was doing my 2 degrees, I was also giving tuition to 4 kids. I was also a freelance consultant at a auto parts manufacturer in Johor. And then I made it, I really made it. So after graduating in 2005, and after a grueling 17 interviews in 3 countries, I actually ended up getting a job in the US with the largest asset management company in the world at that time. And the Straits Times featured me in, the top graduate story with, hitting 6-figure starting salary. So every 4 months I moved to a different country to work on a different project. I worked in tech, relationship management, I worked in real estate management, and I went from San Francisco to LA, to London, Geneva, Switzerland, Hong Kong, Singapore, and back to London again. And in my very first project, I remember that I got awarded the highest contribution to the company award for a Sarbanes-Oxley project. I was at the very top of my game. But after 2 exhausting years of working 16-hour days and flying non-stop, my body just gave up. I was completely exhausted and I started sleeping a lot. And when I mean a lot, I was sleeping 20 hours a day. And test after test, doctors couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. Why I was sleeping 20 hours a day. They said at that time it's chronic fatigue syndrome. But it's just a syndrome, so it's not an actual disease diagnosis. So basically, no cure. And then the company started to drag me in for performance issues, and I was really angry because I did so much for you guys, and then essentially when I get sick and then you just cast me aside like that. I was really, really disappointed with the entire situation. And it got very hostile at work, so I just got to a point where, you know what? I said, I'll just quit. I'll rest for about 6 months, and after that, I'll just find another job in finance. What is so difficult? I have 2 degrees, right? So then I quit my job, but at that time, I didn't know that I'll end up sleeping for 20 hours a day for 5 years. So I wake up and I'm already tired. So remember that I said that, I thought I'll rest for 6 months, then I'll come out and I'll work again? That was the biggest joke of the century, because I couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel. And maybe sick people really were useless. I was useless. And what's the point with that life? So I really broke. I went from the absolute top of my game to the absolute rock bottom. And there was just something about just sitting on the sidelines, just watching everybody else's life move on, while you were staying stagnant in that corner. And that was a very, very difficult thing for me. And I became extremely suicidal. So, Lehman Brothers had just collapsed at that time, and there were no jobs left in finance.